entrepreneurship and business.
Hey guys, it is me, Stefani V. You are on the mic. Wow, it has been so long since I've seen you, and I'm gonna give a clap because we made it through. This is my flashback Friday show on the mic with Stefani V of Hurricane Harvey. I'm only clapping mainly because thanks to God, we made it through a very horrible, emotional, extremely hard time in Houston. And not only in Houston, but in Baytown, and Beaumont, and Port Arthur, and all the surrounding areas that I've, grew up in and have just been a part of my life for a really long time. And so I don't know about you guys, but there's really I have no actual notes for this show. I'm just going to be talking about my experience with the hurricane. I know I kind of stepped away from social media a bit because it got to be too much, what everyone was doing and what everyone, what was going on and how can we help and the numbers. And I mainly wanted to be there for people. So if they needed help, or if they needed a phone number, or if they couldn't get to you, my major concern was that nobody was going to reach these people in the time of emergency. So I'm sure all of us have those stories of, I'm sure all of us have those stories of what happened that day or that week, not just day, but where we were, what happened, what we were doing, where the water got to, if you were able to evacuate. And it's been extremely, extremely difficult the last 2 weeks. For so many who've lost everything. And it's been extremely emotional for me and my family. And for those of you who weren't in Houston and have never been through a hurricane, it's something extremely painful and scary. It was very, very scary. And I know for a lot of people out there that you can agree with me that you lived it and you know that. So for my Hurricane Harvey story, I'm on the TV. I'm on the radio right now, not on the TV. I'd like to soon be on TV, but we are on Facebook Live. So if you're joining me on Facebook Live, welcome. If you're joining me on Instagram Live, welcome. A lot of my followers something happened to my Instagram page and it unfollowed some people. So if you got unfollowed for some reason, I am following you back. But please join me. We're live on Facebook on Stefani Vara. So I want to give you my little Hurricane Harvey story. I was actually stuck at the airport. I don't know if some of you guys got that. I was stuck at the airport for 3 nights. I had a flight that was going out that Friday, and obviously they shut the door because there was a mechanical. The mechanical got fixed, and as soon as they shut the door again is when the lightning started outside. Now some of you guys are asking me, why were you flying during a hurricane? I'm not going to give you a response for that. Absolutely ridiculous. But I was stuck on an airplane, and then all of a sudden we started getting storms and rain, and obviously the flight canceled. So I'm thinking, great, by this time it's 10 o'clock at night, and I called my mom and I was like, it's 10:30, what do you think? Should I go jump in the car and head home? And her and my brother-in-law were like, and my boyfriend were like, absolutely not. You need to stay in your car, you need to stay at the airport and just realize that that's where you were going to be. It was, the water had, I think by that time, by 10:30, from 8 to 10:30, the water had already rained about 8 inches. So there I was stuck with the pillow and the blankets, and I grabbed him. Luckily I was able to grab a meal, and I was stuck at the airport. Luckily in Houston, the Marriott is connected to the airport. So I was able to go over there, and they had rooms, and there I stayed for 3 nights, from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and I finally went home Tuesday. So within those 4 days, I'm sure all of you guys were watching Channel 13, which, by the way, I felt, and my whole family stuck to watching Channel 13. Most of all of those, the rescues there, the reporting there, the accuracy of information was just on point for us. I know everyone in Houston has their specific important, news channels they go to, but for me and my family, and I stuck to Channel 13 from 2 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, as they watching them do these reporting on the rescuing and just what was actually going on about in Houston. And I felt so stuck, like there was nothing. I think the anxiety of that, I couldn't go out and help these people either, really was giving me a lot of anxiety, because I couldn't leave my hotel room. Basically at that point, the whole airport was an island, so I was not able to leave. But like I say, there's always little angels around you, and I'm sure for many of you that were stuck in your home or places, but you met a lot of angels that day that were able to get to you and rescue you. I know Alice Brumbo was able. She had her 90-year-old mother who had to get rescued, and for those of you who had elderly that had to get rescued, and watching those people, especially out in Port Arthur from those from the elderly homes, it was just devastating to me watching them. And the other ones were people being evacuated through, Lifeline, or not Lifeline, but the helicopters and through the baskets. I mean, it was just breathtaking as far as like the anxiety of getting these people out. And I'm sure I may be speaking to one of you, and please feel free to text or message me if you were one of those people that were actually rescued that day. Luckily, I waited till Tuesday. It was still raining, and finally the rain subsided a bit down in the Heights area, because that's where my sister lives, and I was able to get to 610, 59 to 610, and make it into the Heights, which I hadn't checked on my house. My mom and my sisters and my family were all in the Heights, and my other sister was fine up until they decided to do this whole thing with the levees and let water out, and now she's in Briar Forest area, and there's still water over there. Her home actually did not get any water too. My cousins did. And so they're still having to deal with all of it. I hear lawsuits are in order. I hear a lot of things are going on over there in the Memorial Briar Forest area off the Beltway. For those of you who were stuck over there, it was just insane, and still is. The traffic is insane. But for me, I was lucky to make it home, and then again, it's just watching. And by the time I got home, it was reaching. So I was fine with all my family that was good in Houston. And then it started heading on over to Baytown. And for those of you who don't know, that's where I grew up. That's where all my family is from. And I have aunts and uncles there. My dad still lives there. I have a lot of friends that still live there, for those of you who didn't know that. So not only was I stressed about it hitting Houston, but then it went on over to Baytown, and so it was all my godparents, my dad, friends, families that I've known for so long, and so I was so stressed about them getting out, and my uncle who's 90 years old who needs dialysis. And so I'm sure every one of us has a story like mine or just like mine, but I just knew that it was a 2-week high of anxiety for a lot of us, and I'm just thankful and thank God that I met someone at the airport hotel that looked at me and said, "I'm going to the Heights too. Follow me in. Let's ride together." And it's just those little people that you're surrounded with that just you come across that you're just like, oh, thank you, it's obviously like God sending them to you to take care of you, to make sure that you're going to be safe. And I'm sure a lot of us had those specific angels, and give thanks for those people, because I sure did. I was extremely thankful for just somebody who cared about me. And then watching this, all of these videos online of people losing, water getting in their homes. I know Baytown, Whispering Pines had tons of water. And it's just devastating to have to see these people and rebuild, and also here in Houston, in Bel Air, and Meyerland, but then also these people in off the Beltway that are still stuck with water, and it's crazy. So next thing is part 2 of what can we do? How are we helping? Are we helping enough? Have I done enough? Should I be doing more? The anxiety from that also. It's been an exhausting 2 weeks, and I had no damage to my house. So I can only imagine what people are going through with damage. And so that's why I decided, to sit down and think about what are some of the things that I could do to help. And for those of you who are joining me, you're on the mic with Stefani V, watching me live on Instagram Live. I'm live on Facebook Live and also iHeartRadio. There's a lot of things that many of us can do in this situation. And for Harvey, so many people were displaced in so many different areas of Houston. A lot of the churches have opened up. A lot of the small churches have become shelters. Of course, we have the NRG and the George R. Brown Convention. I know that those are housing a ton of people, thousands of people right now. And I think for the most part, they are good with volunteers. But I know that once we all get back into our hustle and bustle of things going on, like with our lives, and we got our jobs, and we're thinking like, oh, that's good. I've done enough. Those places are probably going to be lacking in volunteers. So think about it. Maybe once a week, one Saturday. A couple places I've been volunteering at is the Catholic Charities. Oh, they need people during the day. I volunteered there today, and they're stuffing bags. There was a line. By the time we got there was a line out the door around the corner of the building. And Catholic Charities is on Louisiana Street, downtown Houston. So if you need a place to just volunteer for the week, if you go twice a week, all of these different shelters and volunteer centers are going to need your help for a really, really long time. So I know a lot of us, and especially me, have been thinking like, oh, I need help now. But the reality of it is that people are going to be needing help for the next 6 to 8, for the next year. So if you think about it, give your time once a week, twice a week. I know that's what I'm going to be trying to do. And, I had people that had lost things and I wasn't sure. A lot of shelters and things are not taking clothes anymore. And be cautious of what you're giving because, we want to make sure everybody has new things like shampoos and soaps. And, so I know a lot of people are going through their drawers thinking like, let me get all the junk out so I can give it away. But at the same time, like these are people who have lost everything and do need things, but we also want to make sure that they're getting good things like clothes, shampoos, clothes, deodorants, sanitary things as well. We need toilet paper. I know at Catholic Charities they needed more towels, hand towels, wash towels. They also needed more lotions, any type of lotions. They were waiting for lotions for bags, and so we just wanted to make sure that all of those things were given to people and do your part. There's just so much more that can be done if you're not from Houston, if you're from another city. And obviously, as we're watching now, Hurricane Irma is about to break through Florida. So I'm sure a lot of people in Florida are going to be asking for the same assistance. And we know we've been through it. We've gone through it. If you don't know who to message, if you're wondering where to volunteer at, I'm going to list a couple places here on my Facebook page for you. Again, I'll definitely think Catholic Charities, some of your local churches, George R. Brown, NRG, and there's tons of more places. I wanted to give a quick shout out to some of the entertainers in Houston that have been doing a damn good job of helping the community. And obviously, the number one person is the Houston Texan, J.J. Watt. I mean, woohoo, he's raised millions of dollars for Houston. And I think the best thing about J.J. Watt, and I know from you guys can agree, that all of his donations, all of his money is going to be going to the Hurricane Harvey victims themselves. And I know for right now he's helping them, but he also said, in the long run, people are going to need more money. And so all of his proceeds and what he's raised is going directly to the victims of Hurricane Harvey. I know a lot of people have been saying, well, if you give to Red Cross, some of it may go to Hurricane Harvey victims, some of it may go to another natural disaster. I mean, at this point, if you look around the world and what's actually going on, we've got earthquakes in Mexico, which, crazy. We've got 3 hurricanes in the one in the Atlantic, obviously Irma, Jose, and Katia, all coming this way. So whether your proceeds are going to Hurricane Harvey victims, they're going to be going to somebody. So I think there's something that you can say where I would like my proceeds to go to so-and-so, so-and-so at this point. But just know that they're going to be going to somebody, and I guess Red Cross is the safest place. Be very careful for all these GoFundMe pages. A lot of people have been saying that the GoFundMe, some of them have been fake pages. So be careful when you're donating to them. Like, you want to really give to those charities that you know are legit and not giving your money away. I'm sure people have been going over and over these things, and I just wanted to not come to you so quickly last week with so much information, but just kind of recap of what I've heard and what's going on, and give you some good information. I think Beyonce and Trayvon are in Third Ward right now, giving back to some of those in need for Hurricane Harvey. I know they're also going to be doing Bun B is working with a bunch of celebrities who are going to be doing a Hurricane Harvey benefit on-air telethon. So there's going to be, I think Beyonce's part of that. I also want to give a good shout out to DJ Mr. Rogers. He's been doing such an amazing job giving back through this whole thing. I've been watching all of his Instagram stories, and you know, he's just been and not just in Houston, but he's been in Port Arthur, and Beaumont, and just really hustling. And he's got a good group of team people that are with him, backing him, and that's just so important. I know they're going to be doing a hurricane concert relief. So guys, I don't know who's part of it, but if you need person from Baytown to represent Baytown, I'm there to sing, to support, to raise money also for Baytown, my hometown. And it's really important for me, so I like to be a part of that. So whoever is in charge of that, please reach out to me. I'd love to be a part of that. So just moving on, I'm really excited because, let me grab what I'm talking a lot. I'm really, really excited because starting Monday, I'm going to be doing a shoe drive along with Fleet Feet Houston, and their 5 locations, and Keds, guys. Keds you guys know that I'm a Keds model and shoe model, and they have actually been gracious to donate tons of shoes for the kids going back to school, women's shoes. And so we're, along with Keds and Fleet Feet Houston, we're going to be starting a shoe drive on Monday. We would like for you to donate any new or softly used shoes to any of the 5 locations in Houston. But also, we're going to be taking mail-in donations. So if you're not in Houston and you can't come to donate on your own, for those of you who are associated with a shoe company, who know anybody that's working for a shoe company, or that can get us some really cool shoes, for some of these kids are going to be going back to school on September 11th, and they have absolutely nothing. And what they would do for just one pair of shoes. And you guys know my hashtag is Follow My Feet. So I would love if anybody could donate new or gently used shoes. Sneakers would be great. And thank you to Keds for joining me on this mission to get some shoes here to Houston. You can, if you have any more information, you can check out my website at stefanivara.com/donate. And our hashtag is Social Soul Soul. And, you know, we're working along with the Boys and Girls Club, the Texas Teens Club, Keds, and also Fleet Feet Houston. So I'm really, really excited about that. I was trying to figure out how I can make an impact of giving back. And this is one of the things is, you guys know I love shoes, you guys know I love Keds, and I want to give back to the community. And not just Houston, but we're going to be in Baytown too, guys. I plan to bring you some shoes out there. Hopefully Beaumont, Port Arthur, we're going to split it up. I plan to get a lot of shoes in, so I'm excited about that. So that's so much for Harvey. I'm going to give everybody just a small, happy round of applause, because I know it's been a difficult 2 weeks for everyone, and I thank you again for joining in with me. I have no set what really I'm talking about. I'm not really going into Chisme and things like that. I wanted to bring up another thing that I actually been a part of, but the Mexican American Heritage Week is September 16th. And I was picked as one of the stories of Punch for Tecate for the Canelo fight, which is coming on September 16th. And Canelo Alvarez is fighting Gennady Golovkin, which I hope I pronounced that right. But so they wanted to set the mood with a big fight and honor the Mexican-American holiday. So they're sharing up to 16 Mexican-American warriors, and I was chosen as one of them. And so if you check out my Facebook page, they posted a picture of me and of my motto, which is create your own destiny. And so it's called 16 Stories of Punch by Tecate. And the picture was actually taken by Marco Torres, who is here from Houston. So we love that picture. But along with the picture in my story, I was given they gave our stories to a Mexican-American artist called Senar. And from my story, he was able to create a drawing, an artist, a painting, an illustration of what my story is. And guys, I got so emotional because it is just so beautiful. All 16 peoples were beautiful. Check out Tecate on Facebook, and you can see all 16. I'll be sharing them on my Facebook. But this illustration of my story, I mean, all the way up until my sneakers, it's just amazing, and it's beautiful. And I wanted to thank Tecate for choosing me, and I wanted to thank Senar for doing such an amazing illustration. And thank you so much. So check that out on my Facebook page. I'm also going to be sharing it to my Instagram site as well. So another amazing event that's coming up is that I'm going to be at Macy's again. Woo! I'm so excited. So guys, September 23rd, I'm going to be at Memorial City Macy's, and we're going to be doing a fashion, get out and have fun fashion show. It's going to be a couple models there. I'm going to be talking about some of the new brands that Macy's has, like Ansui and a couple other ones. So I'm really excited to be there. So if you're in town, September 23rd, come meet me at Macy's from 2 to 4. I'll be promoting it more, so you'll definitely see me there, and picking out a cute outfit again, of course. But I'm excited. Guys, it's fall. Fall means fashion for me. Fall means New York fashion for me, and that's where I'm heading tomorrow, and I'm so excited because I haven't been to New York in a couple months, and you guys know that it's my second home place. It holds a very, very special place in my heart. So I'm super excited to head over there tomorrow. So stay tuned. I'm going to be doing little videos on my Instagram stories. I'm also going to be probably doing a sit down with one of the designers. So I'm really, really cool. And guys, at Macy's, I'm going to be representing the Houston Latina bloggers. And if you haven't followed them, some of the Latina bloggers here in Houston, they are amazing. So please check them out. Please check me out at Macy's, and I will see you from New York tomorrow for my first fashion show. Thank you so much for joining me on the mic with Stefani V. I hope everyone is safe. Prayers to those in Florida. Prayers to those. Hopefully everyone evacuated. It is no joke. If you are still there, and I mean this with all emphasis, hashtag get out. It is not a joke. Do not put your life in any danger. Don't put anyone else's, because it's not a joke. And so it's very serious. As much as I laugh at it, I can say that now, but it's extremely serious. So please evacuate and be safe. I will see you from New York, guys. Besos. Oh, and I'll do my ending here.
That's all for Flip Hop Radio's On the Mic with Stefani V. Make sure to follow Stefani on social media.
Hey, Seher. Good to see you. Hey, Mom. Thanks for joining me, guys. Bye.